Matthew and I had been married for 3 years when I finally got pregnant. We were both thrilled. We told our families immediately, and my mom and mother-in-law were already planning this huge baby shower. Everything felt perfect until 2 nights ago. I was getting ready for bed, exhausted and nauseous, when Matthew reminded me to go through the house and turn off all the lights. This had become our nightly routine. He'd leave lights on everywhere and I'd turn them off before bed, but I felt awful. I asked if he could just do it this once since he was literally standing by the door doing nothing. He said no. This is what's expected of you every night. I was hurt, but I didn't want to fight, so I just did it. When I came back to the bedroom, that's when it started. Matthew launched into this long, unprovoked rant. He told me that just because I was pregnant, nothing would change. I was still expected to cook, clean, and do all the chores every single day. He said if I couldn't handle a little work, how could I be expected to be a mother? He wasn't yelling. He was speaking quietly, calmly, like he was explaining basic math to a child. That somehow made it worse. The rant went on for 30 minutes. I just stood there, shocked, because I had never heard him talk like this before. This wasn't the man I married. This was someone else entirely. Finally, I interrupted and asked what he planned on doing to help me with all of this. He got extremely defensive. He said he works his ass off at his job to provide for me and our future children. That was his contribution. That was enough. He ended by saying it doesn't matter how I feel physically or mentally. It's a mother's job to push through. If he helped and babied me, I wouldn't become a good mother. I felt my hands shaking, my vision blurred. Something inside me broke. I started yelling. I told him, I wish I would have known this is how you felt before I got pregnant with your baby. There was this moment of complete silence. The air felt heavy. Then he started crying. He grabbed his keys and left to stay at his mother's house. That was 2 nights ago, and he hasn't been back since. Within hours, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law started calling me. They were furious. They said I broke Matthew's heart with what I said and that I needed to apologize immediately. Until I did, he wasn't coming home. They told me I was being too sensitive, that all he meant was pregnancy isn't an excuse to be lazy, that he meant no harm, that I misunderstood him. I packed my bags and went to my mom and dad's house. My mom is absolutely furious with him. She told me under no circumstances am I to apologize or even speak to him without the conversation being recorded or having a witness present. She said she's seen this pattern before in her own friends' marriages, and it never gets better without accountability. His family keeps calling. My phone won't stop buzzing with messages saying I'm destroying our marriage, that I'm being dramatic, that good wives support their husbands even when they make mistakes. I blocked them all. My dad asked if I wanted him to go talk to Matthew. I said no. If Matthew wants to apologize, he knows where to find me. He knows what he needs to say. Last night, Matthew's mom showed up at my parents' house demanding to speak with me. My dad answered the door and told her to leave. She started crying on the porch saying I'm tearing the family apart, that Matthew is devastated and barely eating. My mom yelled from inside, your son did that when he decided to treat his pregnant wife like a maid. Maybe you should have raised him better. She left after that. This morning I got a text from Matthew. Just one sentence. Can we please talk? I haven't responded. I sat there staring at my phone for 20 minutes, trying to figure out what I even wanted to say. My mom says if he wants to talk, he can show up here, in front of my parents, and explain exactly what he meant by everything he said that night. No more hiding behind his mother, no more texts. Matthew can stay with his mommy. Maybe she'll turn off his lights for him and explain what a partnership actually means. Maybe she'll cook and clean for him while he sits on his ass. I'm done being treated like hired help in my own marriage. I'm done being spoken to like I'm 2 inches tall. This baby deserves a father who sees motherhood as a partnership, not a job description.